Alright everyone, as you can see I was able to get everything locked down and set up. As a matter of fact, I was able to clear everything out, get rid of all the stuff, unhook all this, open it up, so on and so forth. So now we're just down to this ship, our original lander, and this big guy here. Now, what I was originally going to do is I was going to take and create basically a hat for this ship so that we could return it to Kerbin and just land it and be done with it. But we have an entire system here in order to build new ships, so I thought, why not use it? So instead what we're going to do is we are going to use our new system, our new launch platform dealy bob here, and I took a trip down to the VAB while we were off camera, and what I decided to do is I decided to build a quick return vessel. And as you can see, the ship is exceptionally wobbly. It's like all the parts don't want to fit together properly. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't cause a major issue, but it is something that we do have to be cautious about with the ship as it does begin to wobble. Now we can fast forward time a little bit to lock it into place, and that sort of helps, but as you can see, it still wobbles horribly. But what I decided to do is I created a real quick mock-up. Well, not a mock-up, it is a fully functional ship. Let's go ahead and find it here. I believe it is the Return 1 is what I called it. Okay, now we want to get rid of our CO2, but I believe everything else is perfectly fine, including rocket fuel and everything. So we can build this whole ship, fuel it up, fill it up, and put it right there on the platform without having to do anything weird about it. So let's go ahead and build, and there it is. Now, as you can see, everything still kind of wobbles a little bit. It's not perfectly set, but we were able to build our return ship. So we can, in fact, use this whole ship to return our intrepid crewmen back to Kerbin. Yeah, and because of that, that's actually what we're going to do. So we are going to switch over here, and we're going to leave Lothar in there for a moment because he's easier to get out than M9 is. Just gotta get M9 199 Broski. Yes, I have to. Oh, okay. Apparently he's doing oddball backflips. Hey, wow! Excellent exit, M9. That is a perfect exit for what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and get up on, or not up on this. Can we jump? There we go. Okay, we'll just jump up, and we're just gonna have you float over here. Now, because we're not returning with this ship, we are returning with this ship. We will turn the other ship into debris as we would with this one, or not. Well, we'll convert it to debris as I have been doing. And then we will recycle it to get a bunch of parts back, including whatever fuel, kethane, and materials that we can get out of them, and that'd be perfect. Okay, grab. Whoa, 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 careful, buddy. Oh, well, launch yourself into orbit there. Oh, no. You want to turn that back on. Alright. Now bring it down. Bring it down. Bring it up, 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 up. Now grab hold. Grab hold. There you go. You good? He's good. You just can't grab hold high up. That's the problem. If you grab hold of the ship high up, it ends up throwing you backwards. Alright, so we will EVA Lothar, who face plants very happily. Alright, we will pop up his RCS, and we will go this way as well. Now, while we do this, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. I'm going to tell you that I think this is going to be a very short episode because this is about all we're going to do, so I may do this in one long, uncut section. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to you guys about future upgrades to Kerbal Space Adventure with regards to the version of Kerbal Space Program that we are using. Right now, we are still using 0.21, when in fact 0.22 and 0.23 have already come out. They've already been, they're out right now. So I have had some requests. Let's go ahead and activate our scrubber, and what we're going to do is we're just going to we actually have no reason to wait, so we are in fact going to throttle up and move out toward, wow, is that the moon? Or is that Kerbin? Wow, is Kerbin really that far away? You really don't notice it until you see how big the sun is behind it. Wow, Kerbin is tiny, isn't it? Wow. Just never really noticed it until until you have perspective, and there's our perspective, just dot-like thing. Smaller than the moon is from Kerbin's surface. That's how big Kerbin is from here. That's pretty awesome. Anyway, so as I was saying, 0.23 and 0.22 have been released, but I have not updated Kerbal Space Adventures because, of course, we are in the middle of this big, huge process, and 0.23 does break saves. And, while we talk about that, let us launch. We're going to launch our ship. There we go. Okay, we do want to turn to about here and tee up. There we go. I don't know why the ship is flying funny, but it is. Let's see if we can fix that, get ourselves into a slightly better orbit. Anyway, so yeah, I did want to talk to you guys about that because it is kind of important. Well, it is important. I have had some people say, "Hey, you should upgrade, update, get to the new version, so on and so forth." Of course, the downside of that is, or the downside, yes, the downside of that. I can't really talk right now while I'm trying to fly. The downside to that is the fact that if we upgrade to the newest version of Kerbal Space Program, certain mods will not function. And because of that lack of functionality, we would not be able to use them, such as the extraplanetary launch pads, certain parts here within Kerbal Space Program itself. That I've also had, since using the mods that I have in 0.21, I have come across different mods that are slightly better. As a matter of fact, we are currently using the Ion Cross Crew support, and I've been told and have actually used the TAC Life support system, which I find to be slightly better, if a little bit more complex and a little bit more scary. But I do find it to be slightly better overall. And so because of that, there are new mods that I'm pretty interested in using here in Kerbal Space Adventures and everything else. But what I really want to get is your guys' opinion with regards of what we should do as it pertains to Kerbal Space Adventures. If we should continue to run in 0.21 and finish our current mission, of course, because our current mission is to fly to, well, basically to fly to Duna, build a base on Ike, and then use Ike is a staging ground to do missions on Duna's surface, which would just be a lot of fun to do, in all honesty. I personally think. I'm not sure how you guys think about it, what you guys think about it, but I personally think that'd be pretty fun. And so because of that, I do have to check our map, because I think I really messed up this orbit. Well, not really messed up, but it'll give us the ability to do a potential retro burn. Let's see. Anyway, so yeah, what I want to do is I want to get your guys' opinion with regards to whether or not we should continue Kerbal Space Adventures here in 0.21, or if we should move on to 0.23. I would say 0.22, but there's really no reason to go to 0.22. I mean, we can completely skip 0.22 without question. 25 kilometers, I think, would be a good 27 kilometers is fine. We can adjust it accordingly. But yeah, I want to get your guys' opinion with regards to whether or not we should move up. Now, I've already had some people say yes, we should, but I want to get everyone's opinion, of course. Now, what that means is Kerbal Space Adventures will change, like it did when 0.19 switched over, or 0.19 to 0.20, and it broke a bunch of the save games. It broke all the mods, and it broke everything, and everything we had to do was completely made. It was basically completely different. Wow, why is this burn going weird? I don't know what's going on here, but okay. This burn is going really weird. Like, I'm burning, like, sideways, and it's still going okay. Hopefully it doesn't mess us up too much, because now we're... Okay, well, 0. Wow, really? Is it supposed to be doing that? It's acting really weird now. Wow, this is kind of cool. I'm not entirely sure that was the best idea, but it's kind of cool. Where's our apoapsis? Do we even have one? 32 kilometers? Can we, if we speed up just a teeny tiny bit, will we get to like 29? Because that's where we're 25, because that's where we want to be. No. Is it speed up or slow down? Oh, it slows down a little bit. Okay. So let's watch our apoapsis here. Ah, there it is. Okay. Speed up, slow down. Speed up, slow down. Speed up. Alright, so 24. Not perfect, 24 is fine. But anyway, yeah, I wanted to get your guys' opinion with regards to that. So we won't be going to 0.22, absolutely not, but we would be going to 0.23, and it would be changing, quick save, it would be changing the game, as I said. We would probably not be going back to, well, I can't say, I do want to go back to Duna. I do want to go back to Duna, because there's been some changes on Duna that are beneficial to what Season 1 was unfortunately unable to complete, to do. If you guys remember, of course, in Season 1 we did all that hard work to make a functional mission to Duna, and although it was very fun and extremely interesting and a great learning experience for everyone involved, including myself, downside is that the end result was that none of the anomalies that we went to go visit were available, and so we never got to see the anomalies on Duna. And because of that, I'm really super curious if you guys, well, I'm sure you guys want to go back, of course. But I will be telling you that we will be using you guys for crew. I will continue to use any volunteers, of course, who want to be in the Kerbal Space Program, or Kerbal Space Adventures Kerbal Space Program. I will be using your names. Crew manifest has been updated and does work, and it's so much easier to add and remove crewmen. And so because of that, I am super duper interested, of course, in moving everyone forward into the new system, alive or not. So far, I believe everyone's still alive, with Xavier as a minor exception. But of course, Xavier did die, and then magically, don't know how, magically came back to life. So at the moment, everyone is still alive. Lothar M9 notwithstanding, because we're still determining whether or not they will survive this particular trip. But and I know I am on the map screen, but it is kind of important because we have a lot of fuel, and I kind of want to slow us down before we hit the atmosphere too hard, just to make sure we don't burn up. But yeah, absolutely, I absolutely want to get your guys' opinion on what you guys think, on whether or not you think we should continue our adventures here in 0.21, if we should modify our adventures to, okay, don't know why the game has, okay, frame rate just went to pot. Let's try that again. Okay, weird. Frame rate just shot to crap, but we're okay. Gotta get our apoapsis back down to 25. Oh, that's 25 million meters. Oh, okay, we're fine here. I got it. I got this. All right. So yeah, I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. Of course, I keep repeating myself, but it's hard to not repeat yourself when you're trying to fly a spaceship that's going extremely fast over the top of Kerbin with a heat shield issue. But there it is. So again, please let me know if you guys want us to continue in 0.23. Again, we can end mid-mission. This mission, of course, has been an amalgamation of several mission attempts, and it has been redone over several occasions because the extraplanetary launch pads has been giving me no end of trouble, and because of that, I am weary of it, I guess you could say. I'm not horribly weary of it, of course, but the extraplanetary launch pads is not currently up to what I would like it to be. And I've tried to cope with that. I have very much tried to cope with that. 260, wow, we have 260 oxygen in here? That's a lot of oxygen. Let's put some more in there. Anyway, so yeah, as I was saying, the extraplanetary launch pad is not really working up to my original expectations of what I thought it would be. And so because of that, I'm kind of wanting to get rid of it and to just either do a space station and launch things to the space station, like around Kerbin or around Minmus, or alternatively just to figure something else out. But right now the extraplanetary launch pad is actually becoming more of a headache than I think it's worth. And that might just be my failing and the fact that I modded it, and so those two things may be becoming more of an issue than what I would think, but I don't know. My main point is that I really do want your guys' opinion. The episodes are getting kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? They're getting long, but without substance. And I want to complete as much stuff as possible in each mission, or in each episode for you guys. Like, not a full mission, but at least get something done in each mission that makes you guys feel like we've accomplished something. Absolutely. And so because of that, I do want to go back to Duna, but I think I'd like to do it in a slightly different way than we currently are. And that is now our final entry, or our final fuel. We're now officially out of fuel. And I think we will ditch this not the heat shield, but the docking clamp, or the decoupler here in a minute. We're at 2,500 meters per second, which is not exactly where I'd like to be. Still a little bit high in the speed department, but hey, you know what? We got, what, 4,000 ablative coating? 1,000 ablative shielding. Yeah, okay, maybe not that great. I don't know, Lothar M9, you guys may not make it, but who knows? But right now, at this moment, we do have our Minmus base. We do have our Minmus base. We have our space station around Duna. We have a probe on Ike. We haven't landed anything successfully on Ike. My fault on that one. Trying to land a VTOL on Ike that was barely even balanced enough to land on Minmus correctly was not a good idea. I'm now trying to take a much larger vessel or vehicle. We're gonna ditch this guy now. We're done. We are going hot. Boom, done. All right, so now we're gonna turn into the skid, as it were. So this is our final moment. We make it or we don't. So yeah, it's like the mod is just it's not working that well for me. Okay, we're not deep enough into the atmosphere for that to work. Let's go ahead and line it up a little bit better. So yeah, as I was saying, it's like the extraplanetary launch pad, though an awesome idea in theory, just doesn't seem to be working for me, in my skill set, in my desires. No, no, that wouldn't be awesome if we landed on that little teeny tiny island there. That would be intense and interesting, and I would probably leave Lothvar and M9 there as sort of like um, Gilligan's Island. I think would be a hilarious idea. But yeah, as I was saying, it's just the extraplanetary launch pad just does not seem to be working for me, and so why do we want to come in sideways? I do not want to come in sideways. Okay, we are going to use our. For whatever reason, the ship wants to come in sideways, and I don't want it to come in sideways. Okay, that's really weird. Why are we controlling from the wrong location? Control from here. Whoop, that's why. Okay, that's better. I don't know where we were controlling from. Let's do that. That's odd, but whatever. Okay, it worked. I'm okay with it. Um, I'm not sure. Oh, I think it was controlling from MechJet, wasn't it? Yeah, I think we were controlling from MechJet. I'm not entirely sure why that was, but the when we loaded up an extraplanetary launch pad, apparently it decided that MechJet was the brain. Oh, because the pod had no Kerbals in it. That's why. Oop. I guess something landed on the island. Wow, or something exploded in the atmosphere. Oh, there they go. All of our parts exploding as they come down. So yeah, again, I want your guys' opinion. I want you guys to tell me to say, hey, KB, we'd like you to move to 0.23. I would be changing up what, like I said, I'd be changing up what mods we use. It'd still be very realistic. We'd still be using things like Deadly Reentry. We'd still be using things like MechJeb and whatnot. We may just change up maybe some parts mods here or there. I would probably exclude some mods that we don't use as much or are not compatible. Include mods that are compatible that seem really interesting or fun, absolutely, for you guys. Um, Stuff like that. I know I'm keep repeating myself with this whole thing, but I really, unfortunately, because all this really is right now is just a return. I mean, that was all I really had planned at this point in the episode was just to have Lothvar and M9 come back home, and it looks like they have succeeded in coming down in the middle of the largest body of water available. Look at that. There's one teeny tiny island, and then all along that we can see, there's nothing but water. That is huge. I have no idea why that is. That's wow. That's wild, man. The largest body. Where are we? In fact, where? Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, we came in at a very funny angle, so there's no land as far as I can see. There's the island, and then just water everywhere. We're landing in the Kerblantic Ocean, I guess. You do have to pay attention to our ship though, so we can open up our parachutes as needed. But I would like to come down a little bit softer than 300 meters per second before we do that. So again, please leave in the comments. Please say yes, we'd like you to move to 0.23. Please say yes, we'd like you to stay in 0.21, at least to complete this mission, which right now the mission is not even really halfway through. The space station around Duna was supposed to be a platform for launching ships from extraplanetary launch pad. That didn't follow through, so the space station really isn't that important now. We haven't landed an extraplanetary launch pad on Ike at all. I had no plans of landing one on Duna or building an entire base on Duna. I thought about building a supplementary base on Duna, for the purpose of having a place for people to come back to get air and supplies and just have a kind of a base place. But in all honesty, building an entirely new base with the extraplanetary launch pad is not working as well as I'd hoped. So we can always go back to the original system that was employed in Season 1, which is to just launch everything from Kerbin and then fly it out to Duna and then land it accordingly and just be done with that. So yeah, really short episode this time around. Of course, you guys, like I said, we're just returning Lothvar and M9, who are very happy. M9, of course, being extremely excited for being home. And again, if you guys decide that you'd like me to convert to 0.23, crew manifest is being used, and it is very easy to add and convert Kerbals. So I will be adding everyone who I have currently listed in the Kerbal Space Adventures. I will list them. I will show them off, of course, for everybody and be like, hey guys, here's all the names. If you don't see your name, give it to me in the comments, so on and so forth. I'll do all that, just to make sure that everyone gets transferred over. Anyone who's dead, of course, will be brought back to life. So far, no one, just to make it nice and fair and even. We will be doing a mission. We will be doing missions, tons of fun missions, because there's still so much to do on all the different planets. We could build a base. We could build a space station around Jewel. We could build a base on Lathe. We could build. We could go finally. We can actually land on Eve and take off again. We can go to Moho. We haven't even been to Moho yet, like at all. We mapped Moho once or twice, but that's all I've ever really done with Moho. Is got a mapping satellite in orbit, and then ran out of gas, and that was it. So much stuff, so much more stuff that we can do. Absolutely. I just wanted to know if you guys wanted to continue with this particular mission of building a base on Duna the way we currently are, with everyone who's currently listed and online and in orbit and so on and so forth, or if we wanted to change up the system a little bit, go to 0.23, change the way we're doing it. Still go to Duna, of course, but also do other things. And as I said, completely up to you guys. Absolutely, completely up to you guys. I love leaving this stuff up to you guys. You guys are wonderful and great. You guys give me such wonderful feedback and comments and stuff, telling me how awesome what we do is, and we do such wonderful things. Ooh, water in the window. Hey, I finally get to see water in the window. Look at that. Boop, and then now we're underwater. I guess if we looked out the side window at this point, we could see the ocean. I'm always afraid I'm going to see like a lanternfish or a shark come up from the ocean and eat me. If that's ever a mod, I'm going to cry. We did have a third seat, of course, and it's empty, although the seatbelt still works. So that's, of course, what the ship looks like with the missing Kerbal in it. Oh well, no left seat this time. Anyway, so I know a very short episode. It was the way the episodes were cut. I had actually recorded the previous episode all the way up to the ending of it when I said I'm going to go ahead and cut here. And then what happened is that turned out to be 40 minutes, and I didn't know how long the rest of this was going to take. I was actually going to have you guys be at the VAB when I designed the return vessel, but I did that off camera because, you know, I felt that it was a lot faster and easier. And it's a very simple design, so there really wasn't much to show off. And then the return itself didn't take very long at all. So it could have been like an hour-long episode, and I could have been done with it. But I am glad to bring up this for you guys, so you guys can just tell me, KB, we'd like you to move to 0.23, or we would like you to stay in 0.21. Finish the mission, go to Duna, check out the stuff on Duna now, or we can check it out on 0.23. Totally up to you guys. So again, please, please, please leave it in the comments. Leave it in the comments section. I know this is very short. It's probably only been about 15, maybe 20 minutes. That's a pretty nice average episode. If it's been 30 minutes, insane, with me repeating myself a bajillion times, but lots on my mind, lots of preparation, lots of thought, lots of other stuff. This guy looks like, doesn't he look like a shark or a dragon or a Loch Ness monster? Yeah, anyway, it looks really weird. So yeah, anyway, I'm looking for the recovery button. We're in 0.21. There is no recovery button. This is what I'm talking about right here. I'm like, where's the recovery button? Yeah, we actually have to like end flight. We have to go back to the space center and like end the flight, and that's how we do this. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here because again, I didn't have anything planned for this other than me turning Lothfar on M9. No plans for taking anything out to Duna or Ike. I have no designs for the launch ship or the new platform. I guess what we could do, really quick, just so I can kind of pad out the video a little bit. I don't want to make you guys feel like that's what I'm doing. I'm not, but like I said, I do want to feel like we've accomplished something. That's a super important thing with these videos. We need to make sure that Kerbal Space Adventures does stuff and gets stuff done, and you know, returning Lothfar and M9 home safely, that is important. But we do still have the base up on Minmus that does need to be cleaned up a little bit, and I think we'll do that as sort of a testament to this episode and the fact that I am still vested. I am still absolutely vested in Kerbal Space Program with you guys. It's so much more stuff in my head I wanted to do. I know I did end the show at the end of season 3, but I honestly had run out of ideas at that point. I really did. I was like, okay, we've done all the things that we can do, and then I thought about it, and it honestly, we have not done. We have not done all the things that we could do, and I was silly to think that that was actually a thing, that you can run out of things to do in Kerbal Space Program. You cannot run out of things to do in Kerbal Space Program. You honestly can, and you might get stumped every once in a while, but in that case, a mod here, a mod there, a different plan of attack, a different idea, a different stage, I guess you could say. Like a straight shot to Duna is one thing, but what if we put a base somewhere, like or a space station around Minmus or some psychotic stuff like that? I mean, that's the kind of thing that can really change. Well, I guess I could say change the game, but make the game more intense or more interesting, or change the way you do things. I've been actually trying to decide, or trying to, I guess you can say, trying to relearn how to play Kerbal Space Program. This Proteus takes so long to load. I'm so sorry, guys. This long load times because the Proteus base is just so overly complex. It really is. That's another reason why this is kind of annoying me, because I usually cut out load times like this, and like, you know, I'll see you guys there. This is the kind of load time that I have to deal with when trying to load up something as simple as this guy right here. It's insanity. That of course has been not corrected, but it's been fixed a little bit. in 0.23, and I'm really super interested in moving to 0.23 for that reason as well, because it has been optimized to run better and to load faster, and it does. Okay, so we're going to turn both of these into debris, and then all we do is, that's our flag, all we do is go to our ship here, and then we right click and we say recycle debris. Boop. And look at that, our frame rate just shoots through the roof. Look at that. Oh, all those parts are now gone. Our frame rate is super maxed out. And if we want to, we can move this whole thing around. So it is now a mobile drilling platform. Isn't that awesome? Totally awesome. So I don't know why that is. Why is that like that? Is that a bug I'm looking at there? Or is it, oh, it's just, okay, it's the shadows from these little platelets. Oh, I see how that works. Okay, so these are not actually see-through. They're alpha channeled, and it's a box. It's a box alpha with an alpha channel on it, and it's casting a long shadow even though it shouldn't be. That's why that's doing it. Okay. So yeah, now we cleaned it up. Now our frame rate's maxed out. It's running high. We could probably launch a couple of things, but again, I have no idea what we'd launch, so that was not part of this. But we do have our min-miss base cleaned up. I don't think, did I? Oh no, I did. I put a couple lights on there. So there, for those of you who can't see, who are not watching full screen, for those of you who can't see, we do have a couple of lights down near the ground to kind of show off the ground lights. There and there. Nothing really spectacular. Just a couple of lights down in the middle. But again, as I said, not really 100% on what I was going to do here, so we're really not doing anything. Lothfar and M9 are back home, and just to recap the thing I said about a bajillion times in the middle of the video, please leave in the comments whether or not you think we should continue with our current mission to Duna in 0.21, or if we should upscale and just jump right over to 0.23, move all you guys over, all the Kerbals over, name by name, person by person, just move them all over to 0.23, and start all over again with Kerbal Space Adventures. And, well, we're currently in Season 6. We'd probably cut Season 6 short. I don't know. I would decide all that. We would figure all that out. But you guys give me your opinion. Tell me what you think, and that would be wonderful. So, for now, again, probably semi-short video, maybe a little bit longer than normal. But anyway, I would like to thank you all very much for joining me, 4 kilobyte short, on this Let's Play of Kerbal Space Programs, Kerbal Space Adventures, Rambling Edition. And in the next video, depending on what you guys decide, we may be back here, or we may be in 0.23 with an awesome new way of getting to Duna and getting things done. So you guys get to decide the fate of Kerbal Space Adventures. Pretty awesome stuff. So I will see you guys next video.